we'll have a separate lane like they do in the rest of Fourth and Fifth. I thought we talked about sharrows at the subcommittee meeting, so I'd like to get clarification on that.
My understanding is that the city has a bicycle network that they are going to deploy all over the city, including on routes that Sandag has said are unfeasible for Sandag, like Washington. They are going to deploy painted bike lanes like on 4th and 5th, like already exist on 4th and 5th, all over the city as they repave streets. And so when they get through with their pipeline work on 4th and 5th, they're going to put in those bike lanes they're going to finish that bike lane project that they've already started. So we will have bike lanes, they just won't be protected. Which is most of the bike lanes that you see all over the country.
Okay, let's go ahead and have a motion on the floor to,
May I, I'm sorry, prior to the motion?
Go ahead.
So Councilmember Gloria appreciates the Uptown Parking District, all of your work, all of Joe's work, to mitigate for these parking losses. However, the approved plan is moving forward. The approved plan from Transportation Committee in June 2015. It's my understanding that although Hillcrest was focused during that meeting, the Hillcrest portion, the University Avenue portion, the approved motion was to move forward for the entire Uptown Bikeways project. So it's my understanding that Sandag is not going to go back to redesign 4th and 5th north of Robinson to Washington, and that it will be moving forward. So we appreciate the parking district's recommendation, but that's not going to change to the best of my knowledge.
Okay, so in other words, if we go ahead and approve this motion, it is meaningless.
It's advisory.
It's advisory.
Is that what
Okay.
advisory means? I'm
That's
sorry,
advisory.
that's what advisory means.
Okay, again, I think
So
we've
funny.
talked a lot on this. Can you
People's
grab
lives
it one
in
more
danger.
time, and then-
Yeah, I'm really concerned now. I think you're gonna end up with nothing, and I really like what Roy was saying. I think this is something that could really enhance the core of Hillcrest. Because when I come up to Hillcrest, it's an unpleasant experience along University from about 6th all the way over to 4th, and from Robinson North to Washington. There's so much traffic. When you compare to other places where you can dine outside, where you can walk around and enjoy the ambiance, it just doesn't compare anymore. And I think you're shooting yourselves in the foot. I really would urge you to consider what Roy has talked about. So that's all I'm gonna say.
That's not a motion tonight, so
Unless somebody- All right, I'll make a substitute motion that we change this motion into a motion that says that mitigation in this area would be better achieved by adding mid-block crossings on each of the segments involved.
I'll second.
Is that will increase
Oh,
because it'll increase the distance that people would be willing to walk and thus mitigate the parking issue in that area.
okay, so now I do know what you said. I do know a little bit about this rules of Robert, and since there is a substitute motion, I have to ask for a vote. All in favor of hearing this substitute motion? Do I have any ayes?
Let me just see here. So in favor of hearing this, discussing, so 3,
The substitute motion?
5.
The substitute.
So I have 5 in favor.
Well, no, you just hear it, you just hear it. I mean,
No,
you
you
vote
have
on
to
it.
vote.
We'll let
You
her,
have to vote to substitute it.
No, you don't.
it's okay, we'll let her, she's got her, and we'll follow her Robert's rules, and if people have an issue, you can take another.
And all those against?
Okay, so we'll go for nays.
All those abstain?
1 nay is Ben, and then,
Who's that,
if there's 3 and 4.
2 nays. Okay, assume that is
So what
carried.
was the count? That was 5 to.
And
what-
3 abstentions and 2.
So the abstentions count as a no
No.
vote, and so it was 3 and 2, so you're tied, is that what you're saying, Ben? That didn't count?
Oh, I don't think I voted, I'm sorry, what was it?
It was 5-3-2. Yes, so I don't
Jesus
think,
to what you
it doesn't pass.
What are we
We're
voting?
voting whether or not to accept the substitute motion.
Oh, I'll vote no on that.
Okay, so the motion doesn't carry
So
then.
the motion doesn't carry. So I think that's something you can bring back up to the parking committee.
Absolutely.
So I think now you can go ahead and call the motion that's on the table.
Yes. So all in favor of the motion that's on the table?
Which is on the screen, yeah.
Yeah, which is due to the parking losses, you can all read that.
Due to the parking losses and high utilization rates, HPC, and this would read Uptown Community Parking District, recommends that the protected bike path will not be installed on 4th and 5th between Robinson and Washington.
Okay, all those in favor of this motion?
3, 4, 5, 6, so we have Chris, Susan, Van Nichols, Bruce, and Selena and Cecilia.
Okay, all those that are against this motion?